Anyway, they can show you how it works on the exhibit floor. It definitely does. So moving on, an obvious but difficult problem that vendors have been trying to solve for the cable industry is how the cable operators can tap into the burgeoning application ecosystems that are particularly evident on mobile phones with their set-top boxes. So Myriad's Alien Vue software solution provides cable operators with an application ecosystem, including a white label app store, an application runtime engine that leverages standard, unmodified Android, Google TV, and HTML5 apps. Alien Vue delivers an HTML5 remote UI control along with the advanced multi-screen DLNA modules to further enhance the user experience. So please welcome from Myriad, John Ronco, who's the Director of Product Management.
Good morning, thank you very much. As David says, we're here today to show you our Alien Vue product, which is a solution that lets you run Android applications on non-Android set-top boxes. So in case you don't know Myriad, Myriad is a leading provider of software and services to both the TV and the mobile industry. Our Java solution currently ships in about 90% of all the true two-way set-top boxes in North America, and we've recently been selected by Comcast to be the sole supplier of Java going forward in all their set-top boxes. Beyond cable, we have about a 50% market share of the Blu-ray market, and our mobile software products have shipped in over 2.5 billion phones. So the problem that we're trying to address with Alien Vue. So today, over-the-top players are offering apps and services to your customers through a range of options, either through separate boxes or through integration with the TV. Now, our belief is that the cable company should be providing these services to your customers, both because it adds value with the customer relationship, but also because it lets you have some degree of control over what services they access, and generally gives your customers a better experience. The problem, to do this, you need an app development environment. Basically, if you want to be able to respond rapidly to the changes in the needs of the different apps and services that are coming to market, you need an app environment that lets you deploy those apps and services very rapidly. Now, the problem with that is that developing an app environment is very hard. Currently, developers focus where the money is. And where the money is basically mobile, and it's Apple and Android. And if you're not working on Apple or Android, you get services either late to your platform or you don't get them at all. So a proprietary solution, we don't believe, is a very good way forward. So you could just adopt Android. But there's some challenges there. Android as a system actually isn't designed for broadcast TV, and you have all of your existing proven software that isn't running on Android. And that's even before we get onto what Google's agenda might be here, which is somewhat different to you guys. So Alien Vue provides a middle way. It lets you keep all of your existing investment in your set-top boxes, and it lets you run Android applications on top of that system. It lets you tap into the Android ecosystem, but retaining control over what your customers get to see. So if we can skip to the demo, then what we have here is Alien Vue running on the Broadcom 7425 reference set-top box. As I say, it's also running the regular TV stack at the same time, and this is running as well. And there's a whole range of Android applications that we have loaded on the box. So for example, this is the standard Android Twitter client, which, as you can see, just runs. Performance is just as good as if you were running full Android on the system. Now, there's about 400,000 Android apps out there. Now, clearly, not all of them will work really well on TV, but many of them do. And for those that don't work well on TV, it's a lot easier to modify an existing application for a good TV experience than it is to start from scratch. Dave's now showing you the CNBC, should be showing you the CNBC Google TV application. So if we can skip back to the presentation. Yeah, no, it's there. It's there. Skip back to the demo, please. Sorry. Too premature. So this is the standard CNBC Google TV application, which, again, eventually just runs. Now, if you're familiar with Google TV, you'll know that they present developers with the option of both HTML5 or Android. So in Alien Vue, we do the same. So this is the Google TV NHL application, which is an HTML5 solution. Now, we think this is sensible to have both from maintaining compatibility with the likes of Google TV, but also because the two different developer environments are very different and are some are suited for one type of application, some are suited for other applications. Now, all of the apps we've shown you so far are full screen. So since this is TV, let's load some video. And as you can tell from my accent, I'm not from here, so some good British content for us. And what you can do with Android is you can load up widgets. So this is the Pulse widget, and this is a standard Android home screen widget that you would have on a phone or a tablet. So it's completely configurable. It can be as simple as a status icon, it can be a Twitter feed, and you can vary the size of it, and you can have multiple widgets running at the same time. And as Dave's showing you, you can launch the full screen application from the widget, and you can go back to the video. So I think this opens up a lot of interesting possibilities about how apps are on TV and how the users interact with them. Now, it's about this point in most customer conversations where I get asked the question, can you run Angry Birds? Well, yes, we can, as we're now going to show you. So while this is loading, I need to talk about user interface devices. So all of the apps we've shown you so far can basically be operated with the D-pad on the standard remote. For some apps, though, you need more, whether it's a touch for gestures or for control like this, or whether you need a virtual keyboard setting. Alien Vue as a platform is flexible and can use a whole range of different input methods, whether it's a Wii-style remote or even a virtual on-screen keyboard. What we've got here is a companion device that Myriad's developed that lets you do the touch and the keyboard controls on the companion device. And as Dave will hopefully demonstrate, lets you fire a bird. There we go. Actually, for those of you that know Android, you'll know that this is actually quite a tricky challenge because Angry Birds is a good test app because it has both native library support and hardware acceleration for 3D, both of which are quite tricky to pull off on a TV. So how do we do this? Can we switch to PowerPoint, please? Can we switch to the presentation? Thank you. So at the heart of Android is the Dalvik virtual machine. This is kind of like Java. So using Myriad's Java expertise, we've customized this and optimized it and made it portable so we can run it on other platforms other than Android. In this case, it's running on a Broadcom set-top box, but we have proven running on a whole bunch of different platforms. We then take the framework, the Android framework, and we customize that. We strip out what's not needed, rather, and we connect it up to the native functions, such as the video, the audio, and the graphics. The APIs that are then presented to the applications are exactly the same APIs that you'd get on an Android device. So the vast majority of applications run completely unmodified. There's a few exceptions to that, but in the majority of cases, the apps just run. You then need an integrated user experience. So whether you launch the apps directly from the native menu, or whether you have an Android menu that can access the native functions, as we're showing you here, the choice is up to you. So if we can go back to the demo, please. The next question is, where do you get the applications from? Now, you can connect to a third-party app store, and some of those with keen eyes may have spotted the Amazon App Store as one of the apps we had preloaded on this. But the majority of MSOs we talk to want to provide their customers with a controlled, branded experience presenting the apps that they choose. So Myriad can provide this. We can provide a white label store offering working with our partner App Carousel to provide that complete end-to-end system. Of course, if you already have a content portal, then we can integrate with the back end of that by just providing the apps management and the developer engagement. So there's a number of other features of Myriad products that we've integrated with this system, so products that we've taken from the mobile space, including our social network solution and our analytics engine. I don't have time to show you those today, but the one product I can show you is Myriad's multi-screen solution that's based on DLNA. So what Dave's done here is he's loaded up a video to watch, and you can now see, hopefully on the Elmo, you can see the controller, which is using remote UI technology. So this is streaming the UI from the set-top box to the tablet. And then as it's a multi-screen solution, you can switch the content from the set-top to the tablet, and it carries on where it left off. So, Alien Vue. It lets you tap in to the existing Android ecosystem by running Android apps on your existing set-top box solutions. You can retain all of your existing investment, but you also retain control, and you can present the apps and services to your consumers in an environment that's a cable-orientated environment rather than through a separate OTT play, either on the TV or the box. Be very pleased to show you a whole bunch more features downstairs in the exhibition area afterwards. So thank you very much for your time.